Someone's coming back to your life, but the reason is only for. If you believe in God, subscribe this channel. God says, someone's coming back to your life, but the reason is only for revelation. The reason is not reunion, not comfort, not nostalgia. The reason is purpose, clarity, and divine closure. The return has been planned, timed, allowed, not because I want to trap you in your past, but because I want to free you from it. You prayed for answers. You asked me to show you who was truly for you. You wept in silence, asking why someone so close, so meaningful, so connected, walked away with no explanation. Their silence haunted your memories. Their absence created an ache that even your prayers couldn't quiet. But child, listen to me, nothing was wasted. Not the pain. Not the confusion. Not the waiting. It was all part of what you were being prepared for. When they return, and they will, you must see beyond the surface. Don't be captivated by the sound of their voice, the memories they trigger, or the apology they offer. Look deeper. They were allowed to leave so you could learn who you are without needing them to validate it. They were removed so that you could heal from codependency disguised as love. You thought they were your home, but I am your home. I have brought them back not to stay, but to finish the sentence that their silence left incomplete. The questions that twisted in your mind at night, was it my fault? Did they ever care? Why did they leave like that? Are being answered, not for their sake, but for yours. I will not let you walk into your future with open wounds disguised as strength. I will not let you carry the heaviness of the past into the holiness of what I've prepared. This return is your release. Yes, they may say the right things. Yes, they may look at you with soft eyes. Yes, your heart may flutter with the possibility of restoration. But you must discern the divine from the distraction. I'm allowing this, not to test your heart, but to free it. I want you to see the difference between what you wanted then and what you need now. I want you to see how much you've grown. You are not the same person who once begged for them to understand you. You are not the same soul who tried to shrink to be loved. You are not the same broken version of yourself who mistook attention for affection, silence for stability, distance for devotion. You are stronger. You are wiser. You are deeply anointed with a discernment that you once doubted. They are returning with their own story, their own regrets, their own wounds. That is not your responsibility. You are not called to fix what you didn't break. You are not required to heal what their choices created. Love them, yes, but let that love come from truth, not trauma. Let it come from clarity, not confusion. This is the closure you thought would never come. This is the healing your heart didn't know it was ready for. This is the grace of God stepping into your history and transforming your hurt into wisdom. I am doing this because I love you too much to let you remain in limbo. Too long have you carried the ghost of a connection that no longer fits who you are. Too long have you wondered if you were hard to love, difficult to stay with, or easy to leave behind. No more. Today I shatter every lie whispered into your spirit during your lowest moments. You are not forgettable. You are not replaceable. You are not insufficient. You are chosen. You are divine. You are becoming everything I destined you to be. So when they return, don't panic. Don't melt. Don't run. Stand still. Let your peace speak louder than your words. Let your healing be your answer. Let your silence be your strength. You don't need revenge. You don't need validation. You only need truth, and I will give it to you. You have waited for them. You've rehearsed conversations in your mind. You've imagined what you'd say. But the conversation won't go as you expect. It will be softer, more divine, more sacred. Because I will be in the midst of it. I will cover your heart. I will shield your soul. I will make sure that this moment becomes a portal, not a prison. Yes, someone is coming back. And yes, there is a reason. But don't confuse the reason with romance. Don't confuse the return with reconciliation. Don't confuse their apology with access. They can apologize and still not be assigned to your future. They can mean well and still not belong in your life. You don't need to explain your growth. You don't need to justify your peace. You don't need to beg to be understood. The version of you that once did that is gone. Buried. Transformed. You are not walking into this return to resume a cycle. You are stepping into it to complete it. I will give you the words when the time comes. You will not be caught off guard. You will not be overwhelmed. Your heart will not race with panic. It will beat with holy awareness. You will feel the power of every moment you cried into your pillow, turning into divine strength beneath your feet. Your angels will surround you during that meeting. You may meet them on the street, or they may message you. It may happen unexpectedly, or through a mutual friend. You will feel the shift in your spirit. And when that moment comes, remember this message. Remember who you are. Remember who you've become. You were never the problem. You were never too much. You were never impossible to love. You were simply too divine to be handled by someone not yet prepared for your purpose. You were ready for a forever they weren't built to carry. And now you understand why the separation was mercy, not punishment. I allowed the distance to protect your destiny. I allowed the silence to teach you sacred stillness. I allowed the confusion so that you would be desperate for my clarity. And now that clarity has come. You are no longer chained to what happened. You are no longer living in the shadow of almost. You are no longer wondering what could have been. You are standing in what is. This return is sacred. Not because of who they are, but because of who you are. I'm bringing this full circle. Not to make you bleed again, but to show you how much you've healed. You will be gentle. You will be kind. But you will not beg. You will not compromise. You will not shrink. And when it is over, you will feel a release in your soul like never before. You will feel light, whole, free. Because you will finally see that you were never left, you were led. Led to wholeness. Led to destiny. Led to me. This message is for you. I delayed this message until your heart was ready. I whispered it through music. Through strangers. Through silence. But today, I deliver it in fullness. Someone is coming back into your life. But the reason is only for revelation, not restoration. And in that revelation, you will find peace. The kind of peace that makes sense of the pain. The kind of peace that settles the shaking. The kind of peace that confirms, it had to happen this way. I've never stopped watching over you. I've never stopped holding your tears. I've never stopped guiding your steps. I've been preparing your heart, not for the past, but for the future. And now that the return is near, you will not be shaken. You will be still. You will be wise. You will be ready. Because I have made you so. You are not who you were. You are who I say you are. And what I say is final. This message is for you. And it will not return void. The winds have been whispering your name in the quiet hours of the night. The sky has been holding something back, waiting for you to look up and notice that the stars have rearranged themselves to echo a message from heaven. You felt something shift recently, didn't you? A pull in your spirit that you could not name. A sudden silence in the middle of your joy, as though the atmosphere was pausing to let you know, someone is returning. But you must be careful. Because this return is not what it seems. It is a chapter that was never fully closed, a door that was shut but not locked. This person coming back into your life is doing so with a heart full of unspoken intentions and shadows you cannot yet see. And while their smile may look familiar, and their voice may sound like comfort, the reason behind their return is wrapped in something you must spiritually discern. God says, "My child, be still and listen." This message is not to bring you fear, but clarity. This person's return is not meant to heal, but to test. And only if you listen closely to me will you pass this test without falling again. They are coming because something in their world has broken. Not because they missed your love in its purity, not because they've had a full transformation, not because they finally saw your worth the way heaven sees it, but because they need something. And their spirit, whether knowingly or unknowingly, is being drawn to your light like a moth to a flame. You have always carried a light, haven't you? That unexplainable presence, that kindness too large for words, that silent strength that others lean on when their storms rage. Even in the days when you felt empty, others drank from your overflow. Even when you cried alone in the dark, others were basking in your warmth. But now you are being asked to guard that light. Because the person coming back is not coming for you, they are coming for what you carry. The peace you had to fight to rebuild. The joy you spent years praying for. The healing that nearly cost you everything. They are not coming to honor it, but to borrow it, and if you are not careful, to drain it. There are people who return not because they are meant to stay, but because they never fully left. Because a piece of their soul is still tied to yours, not out of divine design, but out of unfinished lessons. And sometimes God allows them to return, not to reunite, but to reveal. So that you may see clearly what was once clouded by emotion. This person may cry. They may confess. They may say things you waited years to hear. But wait. Watch. Listen with your spirit, not your ears. Their words may echo love, but their actions will expose truth. You are not the same version of yourself they left behind. You are not the desperate heart hoping they would come back. You are no longer the one who begged heaven to bring them back into your arms. You have become something more, a garden that bloomed in the middle of drought. A soul that found divine love in the absence of earthly validation. You cried out for answers then. You asked, why did they leave? Why did they change? Why did I have to suffer for loving someone who could not see me? And heaven was silent because your heart was too loud. Now you are still enough to hear the answer. They were not yours to fix. They were yours to release. But now they are knocking again. And the question is not, why are they here? The question is, will you answer the door? Because sometimes the test is not about letting go, it's about not letting back in. They may say they've changed. They may quote scripture. They may kneel in apology. They may even look up with tears in their eyes, holding pieces of your past in their trembling hands, saying, I see it now. I know what I lost. But child, wisdom says, not all that cries is contrite. Not all that returns is redeemed. This return is not a gift, it is a crossroad. Your heart, so full of love, will want to believe. It will want to hope. It will want to remember only the good, forget the sleepless nights, the ignored calls, the way you blamed yourself for being too much or not enough. But heaven remembers. And heaven warns. You are not being punished by their return. You are being promoted. Because the test is a sign that you've outgrown what once held you. You are not the broken heart they left. You are the healed vessel God raised. And now they are drawn to your resurrection, because something in them is still dead. You must look beyond their words. Pay attention to their patterns. Look at what they do in silence, not what they promise in desperation. Because if someone only comes back when their life falls apart, they are not returning to you, they are running from their own pain. And they are hoping to use your soul as a shelter. But your soul is not a hotel. It is a temple. And not everyone is meant to enter holy ground. There will be moments where you'll question yourself. Am I being too harsh? Too guarded? Too suspicious? But remember the nights you couldn't sleep. Remember the way you prayed to be healed. Remember how long it took you to feel whole again. You are not wrong for protecting your peace. You are not cruel for asking God for discernment. You are not bitter for remembering the past, you are wise for learning from it. You can love someone from afar. You can forgive someone and still keep your distance. You can wish someone well and still know they are not meant to walk this new path with you. And when you feel weak, when your heart aches because the memories come back, remember, this is not rejection, it is redirection. This is not about them, it is about you. You are being shown how much you've grown. How far you've come. How deeply you are now rooted in God's presence, rather than in someone else's approval. So let them come. Let them speak. Let them try. But let your spirit be louder than your feelings. You will not be deceived this time. You will not be broken again. You will not trade your healing for history. Because you are no longer who you used to be. And if they came back expecting the old version of you, they will quickly realize that she no longer lives here. She moved out when God moved in. This is your temple now. Sacred. Whole. Protected. And only those sent by heaven have the keys to enter. So, let this return be a reminder, not a reunion. Let it reveal, not rebuild. Let it test you, but not tempt you. Let it expose what still needs to be healed, not what needs to be held. You are not the same. You are stronger. And this time, your spirit will speak louder than your scars. This is not just a person returning. This is your soul's graduation. And heaven is watching to see, will you answer the door, or will you rise from it and walk away healed? Because some doors don't need to be opened again. They need to be sealed shut. Not out of fear, but out of freedom. And if you listen closely, you'll hear heaven cheering, not because they came back, but because you finally realized you don't need them to. Your story does not depend on who walked away. It depends on who stayed. And God never left. So if they knock, answer with silence. If they cry, answer with prayer. If they beg, answer with peace. Because your peace is the answer. You don't owe anyone your light just because they remember how bright it was. This is your moment to stand in truth. To love yourself enough not to fall again. To look temptation in the eye and say, I choose healing. I choose heaven. I choose me. They may call it pride. They may call it cold. But heaven calls it wisdom. This time, you will not be shaken. This time, you will not be deceived. This time, you will choose what is holy over what is familiar. This time, you will protect what God restored. This time, you will walk in freedom. Because you now know what it costs to find yourself again. And no one, no matter how sweet their voice or familiar their face, is worth losing yourself for. So when they come, and they will, you will remember this message. And your spirit will know what to do. Because your peace is your guide. And the one who never left you is still speaking. Listen. You are safe. You are chosen. You are not alone. And you are finally free. If you believe in God, type Amen, subscribe.